In the labyrinths of shadow, where politics intersects with conspiracy and the threads of history tremble in the hands of intelligence services, the legend of Vladimir Putin was born. A man who emerged from the basements of the KGB not as a passing spy, but as a patient mind that masters the art of waiting, guards secrets, and knows precisely when to ignite them. From the corridors of Leningrad to the intelligence offices of East Germany, Putin forged his character with a metallic coldness resembling his gaze, which reveals nothing. And when the Soviet Union collapsed, he did not collapse with it, but rose from the ruins to seize the helm of the new Russia. It is the story of a man not shaped by office, but who shaped his own path to the summit through a game mastered only by men of shadows. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in the city of Leningrad, now known as St. Petersburg, in the Soviet Union. He grew up in a modest family. His father served in the Soviet Navy and his mother worked in a factory. From an early age, he showed an interest in sports and academics, until he enrolled at Leningrad State University to study law. After graduating in 1975, he immediately joined the Soviet Intelligence Service, the KGB, beginning a journey that would change the course of his life. Working in intelligence was not merely a job, but a harsh school in which Putin learned patience, secrecy, and discipline. He underwent intensive training in security, counterintelligence, and the German language, and was prepared to become an officer capable of analysis, surveillance, and decision-making at the right moment. His early years were in Leningrad, where he worked in counterintelligence before being transferred to foreign assignments. In the mid-1980s, he was sent to the city of Dresden in East Germany. There, he worked under an official cover that appeared civilian on the surface but was intelligence-based at its core. He established relationships with the East German secret police and learned methods of covert work and managing irregular agents. His missions involved monitoring Germans who contacted the West and gathering information on political and economic movements. Although some accounts describe his work as not particularly heroic, the experience refined his skills in understanding people, analyzing situations, and building networks of influence. When the Berlin Wall fell and the Eastern Bloc collapsed, Putin found himself in a rapidly changing world. In the early 1990s, he decided to return to Russia and put his expertise at the service of his new homeland, which was searching for an identity after the fall of the Soviet Union. He left official intelligence work but retained his relationships and skills, which would become his most important weapons in the next phase. Putin entered the world of politics through local administration in St. Petersburg, where he worked as an assistant in the Foreign Relations Department and then became deputy mayor. There, he gained experience in handling sensitive files and wove relationships with businessmen and security figures. In 1996, he moved to Moscow, where he attracted the attention of senior officials with his intelligence, organizational skills, and loyalty to the state. In 1998, he was appointed director of the Russian Federal Security Service, the direct successor to the KGB, where he reorganized the agency with the spirit of an old intelligence officer. The following year, he became prime minister, and by the end of 1999, Boris Yeltsin announced his resignation, making Putin acting president. A few months later, he won the elections and officially became president of Russia. His intelligence background left a clear imprint on his style of rule. He believes the state must be strong and cohesive, and that security is the backbone of any stability. His understanding of surveillance mechanisms and control of information enabled him to build a centralized system based on loyalty and discipline, tightening his grip over the media, the military, and the economy. Those who knew him in his early days say that Putin learned from the world of spies that trust is a rare currency and that every move must be calculated precisely. This was reflected in his leadership style. He speaks little and decides at the right moment, leaves nothing to chance, and treats politics as if it were a long-term intelligence operation. Thus, from a young intelligence officer to a president who controls the largest country in the world by area, Putin traveled a journey from shadow to light, yet he never completely left the shadows. That world he absorbed in the KGB still inhabits him and guides his decisions to this day. It is the story of a man who believed that power lies not in shouting or slogans, but in calculated silence and the step that comes when no one expects it.